Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Another weekend of Call of Duty, another piece of drama. The community definitely has their thoughts on Vegas versus FaZe game 1 of the series. Highly controversial stuff we're going to dive into in the coming minutes. What should have happened as a result? Should things have been different? Does the CDL need to sort this out? Very much enjoyed to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I greatly appreciate it. Let's dive straight in. First of all, I thought it was kind of funny. Killer Sloss returning to the timeline here because Awakening gives his kind of pre-match thoughts. People are scared of their demons, etc, etc. And Sloss comes in, break down what you think a demon is. I haven't seen anything from Killer in some time, of course. 2013 inaugural world champion. Bit of drama as well on the servers, got to say. Okay, this isn't server related from Simp, scanner repaired twice, so that's still most definitely a problem in the game right now. But there was also this from Drazah that I thought I'd mention. Forced to play on 70 ping to try and get better. Fix the effing Texas server is terrible and it's been out for like 2 months now. Sickening. Couldn't have said it any better. LA players are getting screwed this year. So I don't know what's happening exactly here, right? But we know that over the last couple of years, LA players have had a hard time, right? If you're based out in LA or in California, this has even been a thing with Parasite back in the day, and even Scump actually back in World War II, this is the case. And certainly Slasher, right, during the online period, was not so happy. The servers that they had set up for the CDL just didn't seem particularly well suited to players playing, especially if you're playing a Texas team from LA. The pings seem to be terrible for you. In recent months, they've added new servers. I think they did, certainly in the Cold War season they did. And obviously so far this year, Thieves have been pretty good online. London are also based out there. But it's always been a thing where people have said, you know what, Thieves, they might not be so good online as they are on LAN, partially because of this whole LA, internet situation, especially the connection to where other teams are playing in facilities, mostly in Texas. But yeah, apparently when they're trying to play scrims here, trying to get better, and they're playing on the Texas server that the CDL runs for them to scrim on against a Texas-based team, they're having a really hard time. Now, and apparently this is affecting their practice as well, which is quite interesting because, okay, in the matches, the ping should be the same, right? They've got this ping equalization tool or whatever. Whether that works or not, I'm not really sure. But, still, it's an interesting point that in scrims, it's tough for them to improve if the servers are bad and they're pinging high. So that might be an interesting detail to keep your eyes on. One quick cool thing here, actually, from Ultra X FaZe Clan. They're doing a giveaway on the Thursday of the Ultra Major coming up soon. It's pretty cool stuff, actually. It's a bandana giveaway they're doing for, those who get their tickets and all this type of stuff. So if you attend on Thursday, they're giving away these to everyone that attends. So thought that's pretty cool stuff, to be honest. I'll be there, so hopefully I'll get one of these as well. Definitely looking forward to the event in a few weeks' time. Also wanted to mention, thought this is pretty cool. These are the rings that were given out for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship. I'm pretty sure this went on at Major 1, didn't it? Coincided with that a while ago. And this is what they got given. Obviously very similar to what the CDL pros got given, but still pretty cool stuff. It's got to be said. I think it was, Tribe Gaming that won this in the end. So yeah, similar to the CDL one, but still pretty cool nonetheless. They got these made sooner or later. Let's dive into the matches then. So these were the power rankings ahead of this week of matches, based on what we saw last time out. Thieves dropping down from the S to OpTic, Thieves, Ultra, and then of course we had a fair few of these teams in action today, largely towards the lower end of the grid, and it was the absolute toilet bowl game, as Arcitys called it, to start off the day. And I thought it was funny that LA Guerrillas were kind of making light of this, the match that everybody's talking about, right? Everyone was super excited for Guerrillas versus Ravens, and I mean, look, this was a statement series from a certain individual. I would say it was from JoeDeceives. He had a great game one, 35 in 21 for him. They pretty much wiped the floor with London here on this Fortress hardpoint. Was close early on. JoeDeceives took over. He's really good at this map, it's got to be said. And I don't know what you guys think about what this team should be next year. I said a few days ago I would expect them to build around JoeDeceives. I feel like given it's his rookie year, his first year playing against pros on this level, given he's on a terrible team, I think he's done a pretty respectable job. Exceed hasn't massively impressed me. Assault, I think, has been maybe even marginally underrated, but still, I think that Arcitys will keep a spot over Assault next year based on reputation, I would say. Whether that's deserved or not, that's a debate. But whether that's going to be here, I'm not sure. I think JoeDeceives certainly has proved himself enough, though. Then we go into the Search and Destroy, and JoeDeceives in the first round gets the ace to start things off. So you'd have thought at this point, okay, Guerrillas are going to run away with it. But fair play to London. Nasty especially had a big comeback here in this Search and Destroy. Made it all the way back. iLLeY did a great job here as well, actually, to clutch this 1 versus 2, to ace it back, get them to 2-1, and give themselves a chance here in the map. They ended up winning it, and they had such a great chance chance to win this control. I think they're up 2-0 in the control right on Expo control. I thought, okay, London are going to close this out, 2-1 to them, maybe a game 5, who knows? It's, you know, as I expected, I thought it was going to go game 5. But when they choked that control in tragic fashion, absolute classic London stuff, right? Then they got blown out on the game for hardpoint. I think they're kind of lost full at that point. And I mean, look, it's a debate who's the problem on London, if there is even a singular person that's a problem. The entire team is obviously dysfunctional, but I know that I picked Scraps in my fantasy just because I knew that he would have maps like this. I think he had like 11 seconds in hill, and yes, they weren't getting much hill time anyway, but he was like 21 in 19 with 11 seconds in hill. Like, I know that he's played for kills a bit, right? I mean, there's a debate on that, right? But that's kind of why I picked him, because I thought maybe he's going to play for kills a little bit now. It's obviously spots on the line, right, going into next season, and there's nothing to play for anymore for these guys, and that is now officially the case with them being out of the World Championship with the lowest points in the CDL. It's now confirmed they can't make it to champs, even if they win everything from now on. So, you know, congratulations, they're the first ones to lose. And it's a sad decline in a way for London, because you guys remember the inception of the CDL way back in Modern Warfare 19, they made the championship weekends. There was 2 weekends for champs that year, and they made the final one. They made the top 4 that season, I'm pretty sure, at champs, right? So, yeah, it's pretty, you know, shocking how they've declined, but of course, many questions what they should do next year, and even what their organization's going to do, because, you know, with new Spanish ownership there with KOI, in addition to the Miami Heretics we'll discuss in a second, they might have a very different roster. Nasty still the standout player to me, but JoeDeceives, great performance from him, 94 kills, and they get the job done in 4. Let's talk Boston. It is very tight, of course, in this battle right now for the World Championship. They kind of, if they won this series, they'll feel very confident, and I think they would have been anyway. They won game 1, 252-32. Does feel like they've taken a bit of a step here with this decision. I like Nero, but I think Vivid does give them a little bit more in certain situations. In fairness here, it was the show of the ARs, right? Beans and, well, Kremp individually, but also Awakening had a great series. I know they were talking, especially after the game here, that Beans is playing the hill a little bit more, letting Awakening just do his thing and slay out as he does, and Beans can be the guy picking up a lot of the hill time, which I think they need, because they still have this tendency to outslay massively and not necessarily win, and it looked like they were going to lose the search and destroy before. A great round from Beans with the sniper brought them back in at 4-1, and all of a sudden it's going round 10 with a Boston lead. I mean, this is, you know, as we've just mentioned here, peak Call of Duty gameplay. I mean, you can't blame them for doing it, but I mean, man, when you're running into this as Capstone, you're saying Awakening and Vivid, both just snaking the hell out of it, like there's nothing you're gonna do. Unlucky Sunshine, you're out of there. And they win the round 11, or they win the round 10 as well. So this was a full collapse in Florida. They maybe will feel like they should have won the game 1, and the game 2 they certainly should have feel like they would have won, but they didn't. They lost 6 straight, and then they lost the control relatively swiftly. Great map from Kremp actually to turn it around in the search and destroy as well, and that was swiftly GG. So between 6th and 9th place, it's very competitive. Vegas 140, we'll discuss that in a second. Of course, this is before their series against FaZe. Rokkr, Breach, Surge, all relatively closely matched, but a good result from Boston. Tough time for the SMGs in Florida, 0.67, 0.68 respectively. Not really going to cut it quite at this level. So let's dive into the FaZe series then. They're up against Vegas here. Just wanted to clarify what I said the other day. So these are the stats since the start of Major 3 qualifiers, that is, against everyone they've played. They're 14-21. I think the other day I looked at these set of stats, which is against every team in the top 8, so excluding LAG, London, Florida, and Vegas, and all the matches they played since then against the teams in the top 8 of the standings, their hardpoint placements or their hardpoint results are 9-19. So I said in a video the other day 9-18, that was excluding their most recent series they played now against OpTic, or I said 9-18, as if like if someone goes 9-18 in hardpoints, they've obviously got fried and they weren't moving at all, but that's 9 kills, 18 deaths. In 18 deaths, they managed to get 9 kills, but if I say 9-18 in hardpoint win loss, a bit confusing. So what I meant was 9 wins, 18 losses of what they have. So 9 out of 27, right? A 33% win rate against in hardpoint against the top 8 teams. That's now even worse. So Vegas actually, since the start of Major 4, have a better hardpoint win rate than FaZe do. So they had a decent chance in this series theoretically, and it started off quite well, right? I mean, they're up here by quite a significant margin in the game 1. Obviously, Tim had this, bit of hair over his eye here, so maybe he was struggling a little bit. But this was the scoreboard right when then the game ended and they decided to go for a replay. Now look, first of all, Slash is like 1 in 6, 1 in 7 here to start off this game, and I don't believe he was having any issues. But aBeZy was clearly having a hard time from his POV. He was lagging about a bit. He was trying to get into this hard point, actually eventually goes in, TJ gets the 2-piece, but it was quite clear that aBeZy, like, he wasn't working. There was some lag going on, and, you know, his character was skipping all over the shop. But fundamentally, Vegas had amassed a 60-point lead with full rotations. Now, does that happen if aBeZy isn't lagging? I mean, he's still 4 in 5. He's not actually having a terrible start, but the game then comes to an end, right? And they go for a full replay. And regardless of the kind of result of this, it's just frustrating that this happens. Now, I don't really know what they can do better, right? Because aBeZy obviously was saying to the refs, and you can see from his face cam while he was lagging about, he was like, look, I can't play right now. We've got to end this and go back to the start and go again, which, look, maybe if Vegas had a better mental, they would have been, you know, better approach to tackle that again and go for the lead that they had. But they did have a sizable advantage here, and you would feel like when they go for the replay, something, you know, some advantage should be given Vegas's way. Obviously, the game can't be paused. It can in search and destroy, but you can't pause it mid-hardpoint and replay from a certain situation. It doesn't work like that. And honestly, even if Vegas are up here like 150 to 20, it could have still been a replay. I think the rules have changed now for like the amount of points you have to get to before it counts, but there's something like that they've changed. But still, in this situation, it's such a sizable edge for Vegas. And look, FaZe played very well from here to the rest of the series and certainly deserved the victory. But Vegas will feel hard done by it, and you can understand why. Because, I mean, look, Clay was kind of shaking his head afterwards thinking, damn, what more do I have to do? And, I mean, yeah, full replay coming in. And we know what the rule is. You never win the replay, right? This has been a thing for the entirety of COD history. Whenever you win or get a really close victory or something, and then the map has to be replayed or have a big advantage, you very rarely tend to win in those scenarios, and that's exactly what happened. It was 251-44. You've got to give credit to FaZe. They played really well this series, and they took their opportunities. We know that Vegas, from like a, you know, mental headspace perspective, aren't always the best in those moments, and I feel like as soon as that game was going to be replayed, it was going to be a Vegas defeat. I couldn't see another way around it. And yeah, they feel hard done by here. I don't know what the better solution is. Obviously, in an ideal world, the lagging never happens, but it's online COD. It's going to be the way it is, unfortunately, with the way this situations are set up, and the servers aren't great, and there isn't really a proper way to replay. And you could argue that, sure, even if Vegas were given a 60-point lead, they'd still have lost the hard point on the replay, which might be true, but you never really know, right, how things would have gone if that game had continued. Great game for Simp, though, 29 in 14, and then this is the other thing from Zenster, right, which I think is a fair point, that who's stopping you from pretending you're lagging? Who's stopping you from, you know, pulling the plug on your, well, this has been a debate in the past as well, right? What's stopping you pulling the plug on your router? Now, I know there's meant to be cameras in place at the players' homes and facilities, so they can't do this, but, you know, still, it does raise the debate. Of course, I don't think FaZe did that, and that their integrity, I believe, is solid in some aspects of their gameplay, but still, it just brings the debate up again, right? And we've had this many times in online COD, and you can understand why. The search and destroy was looking okay. Clay hit some nice snipes here. Don clutched up the 1 versus 1, but it was quickly went back the other way. Simp had a great play here, actually. I mean, this 3-piece followed by the ace from Simp was pretty disgusting, to be honest, and it was followed up by another one the next round coming in from aBeZy. So yeah, Simp saw some of the criticism for his gameplay over the last few days and definitely turned up to deliver on this one. Did a quick ace in this round. aBeZy basically did the same thing the next time out as well, just completely smoked him, and I thought it was completely over at that point, and in fairness, it kind of nearly was. They got close in the control. I want to give credit to Vegas. It was a crazy control. 5 offensive wins on aLLEY. You don't see that particularly often, and Vegas got 2 of them, and they could have, you know, won the final round as well on the defense, but it didn't happen. And I mean, yeah, you can feel the frustration coming through the cameras, and as Clay says, lol, can't make it up, GG. Because I'm sure that he felt when they were up 85 to 20 in the game on hardpoint, they had a great chance here of, you know, probably trying to get it done in 5. I don't think they would have got it done sooner than that, but this would have been a big 10 points, but it slips out of their grasp, and as Standy says, nice baby. So, you know, obviously frustrated from his side as well. Got a must-win versus Minnesota Sundays. That's the big game. They were expected to lose this one, but I just wonder what would have happened if the replay didn't happen, and whether there's actually a good solution for us to contemplate here. But very much interested to your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.